On this Sunday in August, a bug landed on me, and I saw God. A bug landed on me, and I have mastered the art of the out-of-body experience. If you truly want to test someone's might, just put a bug on them. Just see what they do. And if they do not become a character from a Looney Tunes cartoon, that person...
Hey, do me a favor. Tell your dog I said.
And your response, my queen. Absolutely. Your message will be relayed with haste. My queen. The message has been relayed.
Exactly what to do.
Jimo, open the door. It's me, friend. Open the door.
I know exactly what to do with other people.
So here's how they trick you with questions. First question. What does S-P-O-T spell? Spot. Can you say spot 4 times real fast? Spot, 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 spot. Third question. What do you do when you come to a green light? No, you go. But that's the game. Get a mindset. Set you up. What you want to learn to do is listen to the question and then pause a little before you answer it. That's what it takes. Hey, I'm Dr. Fred. I help people solve complex problems and communicate a little better. Hope you found this helpful.
Oh my god, you're so tall, you look like a giraffe.
That's why you dead built like a baked bean.
A baked bean?
Yeah, look how my mom ties her sneakers. Bring
her the fuck outside right the fuck now. Bring her the fuck outside. Bro, you about to make me real fucking mad. Bring her the fuck outside.
Alright, I'm at the laundromat right now, but I honestly believe that video popped up in my For You page for a reason. Here, have a listen.
Don't know, the invisible camera theory is there's a theory that people who are neurodivergent often feel like they're being watched by an invisible camera. Parents let me watch The Truman Show with Jim Carrey to give me hints, as in like, come on, you should be figuring this out by now. There are cameras everywhere and they're watching you. And I was obsessed with there being cameras, and I did not realise this was a neurodivergent thing. I just thought that I was really weird.
And I have finished with my laundry. Throughout the entire duration of my childhood into my mid-20s, I carried this extra sense that I was always being followed under the watchful gaze, tireless watchful gaze of some unknown, unseen alien entity. This unknowable, unseeable force that I felt was watching me at all times, I feel honestly helped me stay out of trouble and nurtured me through some tough moments in my life. And I fully embrace the fact that I was a weird kid, because I cannot explain to you why I had the idea, the fantastical idea, that this force must have been an alien or an angel or both. Because when I was a kid, and even now as an adult, it's still pretty cool. To tell you the truth, I would talk to myself a lot, out loud, full-length conversations, entire sentences, inflections and all, almost as if I was talking to another person. Even though most times I think it was just me answering questions and answering those questions in my own head. And I honestly don't know if it was because I was just a lonely kid, or if it's because I was just in tune with the forces of nature in the universe. This condition didn't bother me so much as a kid as opposed to when I had matured as a teenager, because as a teenager, with my growing mind, I had began to question it a lot more. Questions like, why do I feel this way? Does anyone else feel this way? Why does this unseen, unknowable force have to watch me all of the time? Can it just be some of the time? Who are they really? Are they truly good, or are they evil? And are they the reason that I have had terrible, horrible, very bad sleep paralysis for much of my childhood? Those teenage years are when I started to feel awkward about myself and awkward about the world, because it felt like everyone was staring at me. And it sucked that there were a lot of times when I would look around my environment and catch people staring at me. Please, please don't stare at me. To this very day, I still don't know much of anything about that force or why I felt that way for many, many years and still continue to feel that way, but it's a different feeling now as an adult, having learned a lot more about everything. But it was really nice seeing that video because it reminded me also that you aren't ever truly alone in this world. There will always be someone as weird and lonely and as uniquely special as you. Thanks for watching.
You alright?
No, I'm not alright, Mike. 3 days of this shit got my nerves all rattled.
For the first time in a long time, I have learned something about my mother that isn't a traumatic incident or an interesting story from her past. Nor was it her expressing the usual grief, fatigue, hopelessness, and despair about her current station in life. I learned the reason why my mother decided to become a mother. I haven't forgotten the reason she told me why she wanted to have multiple children, and yes, it was to have a bigger family, but on a deeper level, she wished for a bigger family so that I, the firstborn, wouldn't feel lonely. Because she herself was an only child, no siblings. And she has told me many times how lonely it can feel to be by yourself all the time. And as a child, hearing the fantastic stories of her past, as I got older, I was able to grasp that she easily latched on to others, men and women, to fill in the missing pieces of a connection that she didn't have as a child. Through her teens, early 20s, into her early 30s, my mother was pretty sure she was not interested in having children. But after a bit of persuasion, guilt tripping, and gaslighting from likely my father, of course extended family, and unsurprisingly Western society, my mother decided to have kids. And the reason for that, she told me as we were sitting in the dark of the dining room, with the kitchen light illuminating our faces. She told me she became a mother because she was afraid that time was running out. Me and my siblings grew up in a two-parent household with two people who willingly and purposely chose to reproduce. At least to the best of my knowledge, the first 3 births were planned. I bet if I were to ask my father why he decided to become a father, he'd probably give a pre-scripted answer of, oh, I wanted to start a family to just be a dad. But deep down inside, I know it's because he wanted friends he could play with. And for all of us, my mother included, we eventually became like his pets, loyal pets and useful toys, believe it or not. Maybe my parents were more bored than they were scared. Or maybe they were more scared than they were bored. But notwithstanding the psychological reasons, having kids or starting a family or both, at the end of the day, most people will probably say it's just what you do. It's just what you do. Showing the world your portrait of a happy family with healthy kids, a loving wife and supportive father, proves to everyone else around you that you are as good as, if not better than them. It's proof that you're doing something right, even though behind the curtain, everything is wrong. Within the last 3 years, the topic of me shoving my parents into grandparent status has been playfully popping up more and more and more. There are so many creatively different ways of bringing it up, and sometimes it's my fault, but I have quickly learned that the different ways you can say no are very limited. I know at this present moment in time that I do not wish to have children. I do not wish to be a mother. I also do not wish to start a family. And the simplest answer I care to give is that I just don't want to. I don't feel like it's just something that you do. And I also don't feel like time is running out because I never put that clock in my inventory to begin with. I'm grateful to have not been born and raised in a cultural society that forces children to get married, because her only value to the men who rule there has been deduced to nothing more than a pleasurable whole, a house servant, and a reproductive slave. Truthfully, I'm grateful to exist in the here and now, this modern, present time in history, in this digital age where technological advancements are causing us to lose touch with our humanity. This modern age where people with more money and power than you'll ever see in your entire lifetime, but enough to last them many generations to come, are nearing closer to immortality than we've ever believed was possible before. And yet, with all of our great achievements, I never want to search to find any justifiable reason to bring another human being into this world. Not even the idea of nuzzling my baby's nose or celebrating their birthday changes my mind. Sooner or later anyway, there's going to be some device that can implant false memories into your head as vividly as if they were real. Sooner or later. Or a device that can transport you into any rendering at all, where AI can create anything you want. And of course, there will be ways to hack and break and modify that tech to the user's liking, like all tech before. A future where life feels even more like a literal simulation than now. So for the people out there who did decide to have children, what was your motive? Your reasoning? And for anyone who's still listening after all this time, have you ever discovered why your parents had you? Does it even matter?